Before we begin this episode, a quick message to the CHC audience.
We would like to invite you to check out another podcast that we enjoy.
I'm gonna get going.
This is your world, man.
Hi, this is Steve. I'm here with my friend Scott. We want to tell you about our podcast, Origin of SPEAKcies. Every week, Scott and I talk about idioms, words, and phrases that we use every day, and also the history and stories behind them.
Yeah, so you can learn about phrases like cuddy or jib,
Loaded for bear.
yeah, raining cats and dogs, break a leg, but more importantly, we learn about all the animals Steve hates or dislikes.
Now, hate is a very strong word.
Well, so some he respects like bears, but very much dislikes.
No, I hate
Oh, you
most
do?
of these animals.
Okay, so you do.
I just wanted to clarify it's a very strong word.
Okay, so learn about how much Steve hates raccoons and how possums are gross. Go to our website.
SPEAKcies.com. The word speak, CIES.com. And if you don't type it in correctly, you'll learn about Charles Darwin instead.
Yeah.
Let you in on an aspect of the world that you're not normally accustomed to.
I could have been a totally different person.
Yeah, right now.
Since 12 hours ago.
Could have been wearing a business suit today. Who knows?
With a fanny pack.
With a fanny pack. Just classing up the joint.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's the only kind of ideas I have, sir.
It's Corner House Chronicles Day.
It's just different enough.
And here's the kicker, boss. They're all the same personality.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 1.5 million asshole penguins.
Best part.
I'm going to try and pace it out, so just as you forget about me, I'll just pop in and remind you.
What's up again, everybody? I'm John,
No, I'm Jason.
and this is the Corner House Chronicles. With us this evening is our special guest, Paul. Paul is here.
Nothing like being put under the gun.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is a first. We've had Aaron and Jason on the show together
This
as
is
brothers.
Yeah.
Paul, me and you are brothers. You're on the show. It's like full circle shit. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get into.
Yeah.
Before that, we got to pay the bills real quick.
True story.
Thank you to Rick Ryan for coming by last week and bringing Ben. We're sorry he couldn't make it this week, but we had to do the show a little earlier than your schedule permits. So whenever we can work that back out, you bring your homework and get back over here. And hopefully everybody enjoys episode 64. That was a lot of fun.
There's a lot going on.
There was.
We learned a lot about professional darts.
Darts and Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, that's a fun place.
And Rockin' Jorts. Thanks, Rick. We appreciate that. Can't wait for the next round of stories. Now back to episode 65, which is where we at today. 65.
It's crazy each time you say the number for each episode.
I know.
Keeps going up, and we're like, oh, yeah, still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Counting down to 100 now.
Pretty much.
We're on the downside of that. We're getting close.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty exciting. You have to do something fun for that. That should be what?
35.
February, March. It'd be summertime, so
Yeah.
we playing something cool.
Wonder if it'll be another block party situation.
I would say you should invite like everyone that you've ever had on the show. Just invite them, and who can make it, and just have a
Ooh.
big,
Yeah,
you know,
5 minutes each.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That'd
kind of
be
like
cool.
what we did for last year's block party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Just not
Go.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
See you there.
Save the date.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out the math on that.
Yeah.
You know,
Hashtag math.
hashtag math, right? So for this evening, we'll let's dive right into homework as
always a
usual.
solid place.
Let's get that out of the way. Let's see. We both spun Reddit,
We
right?
did.
Okay. I'm gonna go first. Get mine out of the way here real quick.
Please do.
I found a subreddit as my homework, and it is you got if you're on Reddit, the little R and then the slash, and then you look up Idiotsfightingthings.
You will not be disappointed.
Yeah. It's basically just a series of videos of humans fighting other things except for humans.
Yeah. Cars, signs, buildings, trees,
Doors,
I mean,
tables.
name it. They're
Yeah.
fighting it.
And it's pretty funny stuff.
The
My-
one,
My favorite is the garbage man.
the garbage man going
When
ape
he,
shit.
yeah,
That's a
when he
good
goes
one.
ape shit on the
Yeah.
mailbox and the trash can. That's my favorite.
He was having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that caught my interest, it was some guy looked like an apartment building parking lot, middle of the night, just snowed, barely any tire tracks or footprints, and he whips out a fucking samurai sword and just starts like imaginary fighting somebody.
Yeah.
That's worth a watch.
Yeah. Probably drugs involved in that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's drugs. Probably a lot of anime, Red Bull, no social life.
Being on the video games for 12 hours. I'm going to go outside and
Yeah.
do this in real life.
Got the sword off Amazon. Worked out.
But there's some funny-ass videos.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I brought to the table for my homework.
It was well done. You stepped up the game on that.
I got lucky. Not knowing anything about Reddit.
Yeah.
I got
a lot
lucky.
of entertainment.
Yeah.
One site. Yeah.
You just scroll. Yeah, the videos just play themselves. There you go. Most of them aren't more than a minute long. You get a couple of ones like where the was it a dozen little chicks try to fight the one dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
That one got kind of dicey there.
Like Paul said, it doesn't end like you think it's going to
No.
end.
No,
Escalates quickly.
A couple of good ones though. So I'm happy about it. Look that up on Reddit if you play along.
For my version, found on Reddit, I just went with an article, a little snippet, not so much a whole subreddit like John did.
Again, I got lucky.
Yeah, well, hey. Mine caught my eye really quick. Was officially Eddie Murphy is going to star in Coming to America 2.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. They plan on getting everyone that was in the first one, Arsenio Hall, everybody.
Okay.
And there was rumors for, I don't know, since the late 90s that there was going to be a sequel. But then Eddie Murphy kind of stepped back and did the whole family life.
Yeah.
He has
Nutty Professor movies.
Nutty
Yeah.
Professor, Filbert, I think there's one or
Yeah.
something like that. Oh, God. What was the one where he went to space? Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah, I
exactly.
missed that one.
Yep.
Well, he's gone on record in a few interviews saying that he does plan on doing more stuff, especially like Coming to America 2 and other things in his realm.
Yeah.
But the scripts have to be right because he doesn't want another disaster on his hands because he got so much shit from some of those movies.
How long has it been since Coming to America?
88? 89?
So 30 years?
Yeah, it was like the height of his career.
Yeah.
That was after the Beverly Hills Cop movies?
No, that was before.
It had to have been before.
It was before the Beverly. I can look up the actual
Yeah.
Coming to America details. But
Because that was his, right?
Yeah.
The Beverly Hills
Beverly
Cop
Hills
was
Cop.
like
Yeah.
his, moment in
Yeah.
the sun.
He looked pretty young, thinking back, he looked pretty young in the Coming to America.
Coming to America
Yeah.
was
Compared to-
88.
88. Holy shit.
Let's see, Beverly Hills Cop.
I'm going to go 94.
94? I'm gonna say 91 or 90.
Well, it takes at least, 2 years to shoot a movie, to release a movie. Yeah, probably 90, 91's a good bet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably. Because he probably got all of it, all the attention from Coming to America
Yeah.
Hey, you should play
Dude,
this
I think
cop.
Beverly Hills Cop was before that.
before 80.
Beverly Hills Cop is a 1984 American action comedy.
Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense.
Wow.
Huh.
Is I think about soundtracks and music.
Fair enough.
That's how my brain associates movies. And I was thinking about Beverly Hills Cop, like that movie with the music, and it just seemed like it was older.
Did I ever show you the video? I want to say it's the Independent Film Channel was going to have like a day of Beverly Hills Cop. So they made a montage of the theme song, the dun dun dun
Yeah.
dun, 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 with his laugh. Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen it. No.
That's cool.
Remember the Family Guy episode where
He's dancing?
where he dances? Nah, 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 nah.
Kind of off topic, but it's funny that you said that you relate music to movies because, going through this band experience with Austin mainly, him and Ashley grew up with, I guess the best way to say it is not relating music to movies, relating music to like music.
Right.
Like the record. Oh, I remember the record, we used to listen to this and the, blah, blah. And I'm like, I know this song's from, Beetlejuice or something. And they just look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're like, no, it was in that movie, I swear.
Yeah. And that's every time they're like, hey, do you know this song? And I'm like, yeah, it was in that movie. And they just start cracking
It was
up
the
laughing.
credits for Lethal Weapon
Yes.
2.
But that's how I relate the music.
I
I've
how I
done
do
I've
it,
done
yeah.
it forever.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right? Great movies, not every movie. Great movies have that one song.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Griswolds, Karate Kid, different things. What was it? Spaceballs? Was it Van Halen? Was it a Van Halen song when they're... No, it was Bon Jovi.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
When they're flying in the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah.
Dun, 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 and he's got his tails wagging and shit.
Yeah,
Anytime I hear that song, I think that scene of
Yeah.
that movie. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know that song.
Yeah.
That's Bon Jovi. Right. Must have been something we were raised, I guess.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
we're raised on movies then. Yeah.
Watched a lot of movies, I
Yeah.
guess.
Because I have a buddy who's real into music, and he'd be like, "Oh, this song, blah." And I'm like, "I never heard that band." He's like, "You have." It's he plays the song. "Oh yeah, I've heard that song." He's like, "Yeah," but he'll go on before he gets to that point, and knowing that that's like I need that association.
Right, that info helps you.
Yeah, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"The bass player so and so. He played in this band and this band and this band. He does this." And I'm like, "Oh, that's good for him."
Yeah.
Shit, have I heard anything by him? And
You get
it's
like a 15-minute rundown of all their
Exactly,
history, and then
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, by the way, it
he
was,
can name the
yeah.
albums in like fucking any order.
Yep.
Like, oh, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay. Then he'll play the song, but oh yeah. And I go, that was in that movie.
Yeah.
I used to be really good at that, but this new music nowadays,
They're just churning it out.
I can't keep up with it. I don't want to.
I don't blame you.
You know, but I do see a trend in music shifting, which will lead me into earlier. Before we started, we were talking about clicking on emails and not knowing what you're signing up for and
Yeah.
different things. And you scored big with Greta Van
Yeah.
Fleet tickets
Yep.
because of a situation like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I like the way that band is bringing that music back into the
Yeah.
forefront, and I'm hoping more younger people will take suit,
Yep.
because I'd like to see that kind of swing back in, that 70s rock
Yep.
style music. So,
Like good old rock and roll.
Mhm.
Not made in a studio and,
Auto-tune.
auto-tune. Yeah, that
Yep.
shit. No.
Yep.
Yeah, that story, that was, we went and saw Greta Van Fleet at the State Theater, Fillmore, whatever.
All right.
And we were pretty blown away. We went kind of for that reason. We were like, these guys sound real good on the radio. They sound real good, on Spotify, and
Let's see
Yeah.
what they're like.
we
live.
want to. Yeah, and Ashley's a hard critic. She's a very hard
Oh,
music
yeah.
critic, and everything else in life. I'll edit. No, I'm just kidding. She won't listen to this one. She don't want to hear me talk. So anyway, we walked in, and yeah, she was blown away. I was too, but she was absolutely blown away. So fast forward a couple months, I get this email, and it's like, Greta Van Fleet had not released the name of the album yet. They haven't released anything that was just, upcoming album. And I get this email, and it's like, join the peaceful army. And that's all it said. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, you were just like,
I'm
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. So I did. I'm like, sure, I'll join the peaceful
Seems-
army. That sounds
seems
cool.
legit, yeah.
I'm a peaceful person. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So it turns out that their new album was Anthem of a Peaceful Army. So fast forward even like a month later, I get another email, and it's like, hey, because you're in the army, the Peaceful Army, Greta Van Fleet's coming to the Fox, you get first dibs on tickets. And I'm like, nah, I don't know about this. So I took it home. I'm like sitting over, I show Ashley, I say, hey, what do you think about this? She's like, well, open it up, see what it's, so I open the email up, and it takes me right to like Ticketmaster. And it's like, Peaceful Army gets first, first 5 rows. We bought all the tickets, and you get, and
Oh, shit.
we paid $40. I could only buy 2 though. That was the catch, was you could only get 2
So
to
you
give
don't go
everyone
crazy.
else.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, well, I picked, the whole front row was sold out by that time. So I picked second row, like center stage at the Fox in the orchestra pit. And it checked me out. It was like $90 with the service fee or whatever, and I'm like, shoot. And this was months early. This was months before they came. So like leading up to it, I kept going back to it to see, and it was, I was worried that it was still a scam until basically I walked into the Fox and they scanned my ticket, and I was like, all right, this is real.
We're here now.
Yeah.
Turns out it's legit.
Yeah, it worked.
We don't have to go back to the car.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yep. And yeah, so it did work out to our benefit, and that was just, it was unbelievable.
And they were good live.
Unbelievable.
I haven't heard a bad thing yet
No, I
from
neither have I.
anybody, so I'm pretty excited to see him if I ever get the opportunity.
Yeah.
How
if-
many times have you seen them?
I've seen them twice, and we're going to. This was kind of cool. So a while back, I bought tickets to go see Van Morrison in New York
Nice.
at Forest Hill Stadium, which is the old tennis stadium where they used to play Wimbledon or U.S. Open or whatever.
Yeah, U.S. Open.
Yeah, and then it closed. They changed locations. Well, a company came in and bought the stadium and turned it into like an amphitheater. You know,
Nice.
so it's cool though because it's still the original tennis courts and stuff. They just put folding chairs out and it's got stadium seating and stuff. But they built a stage and stuff, and that was Ashley and Austin and all the Floyd's like favorite musician was Van Morrison.
Morrison, yeah.
He don't come to America ever. He's never in America.
Yeah.
And one day I was just again, opening emails and stuff. You know? And it was like Van Morrison's coming to New York. I'm like, all right. So I bought us tickets, and we went out there and saw him, and it was like, just one of these incredible things. So Christmas, I'm sitting over there, and Austin hands me this like gift bag, and I'm not thinking anything of it. Well, the outside of it was New York, the skyline of New York on the bag. But the only thing I thought
You
was
were really
like,
looking at like the details of it.
yeah, I wasn't
You're
like,
I
this
get a
is
present,
weird,
all right.
weird Christmas bag,
Yeah.
like it's not very
Nice.
festive,
When was the last time you were in New York there, buddy?
Yeah. So I open it up. There's a little envelope. I open the envelope up, and there's the receipt, and it's like 4 tickets to see Greta Van Fleet at Forest Hill Stadium.
Nice.
Oh,
So we're going to
sweet.
New York in May to see them at Forest Hills, where I took them to see Van Morrison.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So that'll be the third time I've seen them, but yeah, we could talk. I could talk this whole show about them. I'm completely obsessed with them. I think they're amazing. I think they're bringing an aspect of music back to life.
Revitalizing.
Yeah,
Right.
something,
It's
yeah.
great.
Something we've been missing
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
20, 25 years now.
Over
Yeah.
30, I would say.
That
Yeah.
style of music, oh yeah, well over
Yeah.
30, but just the attitude
Yeah,
because they're so young.
Yeah.
Like you don't catch that a lot.
they are young. Yeah,
One
In that music.
Yeah. One of my worries is being so new to the scene and blowing up so quick, they don't get burned out. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
they're young guys. And if they're doing like world tours, going to Germany, Europe,
I think it helps that
There's a
3
lot
of
that
them are
could-
brothers, correct?
yeah,
yeah, and then one's a friend. That's,
Yeah.
I think that is going to be the grounding that keeps them.
Right.
I would hope.
I would hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
yeah,
Because from what I've heard and what I've listened to, the EP was great.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
The album has grown on me a little
Right,
bit when
right.
when I'm in the car and I listen to it.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they do. Have you ever watched the videos on the internet where they play the music for the older senior citizens
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
they're
they
like,
think it's Led Zeppelin?
Oh, yeah.
and
Is
they're
this
like,
Led Zeppelin
they're
or is this
fucking
Red Band?
guaranteeing
Yeah.
this is Led Zeppelin.
I remember the song.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You don't know this.
Yep.
Then they find out, they're like, damn, those kids are good.
Yeah.
So because of that, and you got to go see him, and I've
Yeah.
been thinking about him and listening to him and jamming the music a little bit and stuff, and I started thinking about, okay, so let's say this trend starts to swing back around.
Okay.
Who would be another artist that you would like to see before others musically? Is the word emulated? Is that the word I'm
That's
looking
good.
for?
That's a good one.
Okay. So, like, pick an artist from back Led Zeppelin's day, 60s, 70s, early 80s, that you would like to see a new artist come up and
Do a style.
do a style of. Yeah.
I would have 2.
Okay.
One I would take from your question when you said who,
Uh-huh. The Who?
The Who.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Pink Floyd. Because if there was another band on par with Pink Floyd, god damn, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
See, I would think, yeah, that would be, I didn't think of that one. Mine was Seeger. I'd like to see somebody else
Yeah.
capture that, like, good,
That's a hard, like,
fun-
essence to.
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because, like, he put his heart in that, and you could feel
Yeah.
each of the songs. They were just like, yeah.
There's a lot of kids now coming up in music, so hopefully they gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
I would hope.
You know what I've kind of learned, and I will credit Ashley and Austin mainly for this, but a lot of people look at artists like Prince or Elton John or even Queen, and they judge them off their appearance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
David Bowie, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who don't necessarily know music or they listen to music, but they don't appreciate the music. They judge from the outside, and it would be cool to see someone kind of recapture like a Prince or an Elton John, where they just come out and just tear it up.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, they
Control,
put everything into it.
Doesn't matter what I look like
Doesn't
or what I'm
matter.
wearing or
Yep.
anything. Yeah.
Yep, just there for the music, and that would be cool.
Have you ever watched the video of Queen playing? God, it was the Live Aid concert.
Is that Wembley?
I think it was Wembley.
Yeah.
Like the famous
Yeah.
concert? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like they just come out and they were relatively like they weren't new, but they weren't as big as what they were.
Yeah.
They stole the
later
show.
on. Yeah, they like if
Yeah.
you watch like the viewpoint, like looking at the audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
everybody is
Yep.
just locked on to Freddie Mercury and the song. They're
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
And like how would you feel looking at all those people, thousands, and you're just boom and like they're in rhythm with the
Yep.
song, singing back to you, fucking like, oh, that'd be crazy.
It's got to be like the highest of highs.
Yeah,
You know,
I would go
shit.
back to what Tony DeCello said when he played the Palace for Seeger. Just playing the Palace.
Yeah.
You can kill me now.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. Like, I don't have to see any more.
Yeah.
I'm
How
good
do you
with
top
this.
that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I would feel about it.
Now, do
Yeah.
you think like the artists then chase quote unquote that dragon that high?
Some do. Absolutely.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably a driving force.
Yeah.
You know, to get back to that point.
Because I always think of like Vince Neil, only because he did like the MTV, like, oh, this is his comeback. He did like a show where he got
Yeah.
plastic surgery and was like working out to get back
yeah.
in shape and all that bullshit. And it's like, man, you've been out of the game. Like your voice isn't the same. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have the same attitude towards it, but like you're still going after it.
Not only that, but he was a part of a specific
Group of people.
era
Yeah.
of music
Yeah.
where you have certain artists that will eras
Yeah.
of music,
Yeah.
you know, like Tom Petty.
Oh,
Perfect example.
Yeah.
That guy, he didn't really change his sound, but you could see the change in the music to keep up with what
Yeah.
he needed to do when, say, bands like Aerosmith started
Yep.
to get really big and they were a little more rock and roll than Tom Petty was.
Yeah.
But he upped his game a little bit, you know, picked
Yep.
up the pace in some songs.
Always kept his presence out
kept
there.
He kept relevant.
Relevant, yeah.
Yeah. Petty. That. Oh man. He was playing DT Pine Knob. I know you like to call it, so
Yeah.
let's take it to Pine Knob.
Yes.
You know. And we let our lead guitar player Jason Bone. We let him be in charge of getting us our tickets to go see Tom Petty, and he was all excited. He's like, "Oh, I got us great tickets. You know, we kind of set a limit. You know, don't spend over this and blah blah blah." And so we're driving out there, and he's like, "Man, I got the best deal." We're like, "Well, let's hear it." And he's like, "Well, I went on Craigslist." And I'm like, "Oh, dude."
God.
You guys are listening from the parking lot.
He's like, "I found a ticket broker from Boston who's got third row seats
Seems legit already.
already." Yeah. And so, yeah, about that point, I'm in the back seat with Ashley. I kind of look at her and she looks at me and I'm like,
Sorry.
Kiss goodbye the vacation fund.
yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, I already Western Union in the money." And I'm like, "Hold
Western
on."
Union?
Yeah. I'm
Fuck
like,
a PayPal.
Wait a minute.
Fuck 2000 and whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He straight
Let me
went.
Pony Express that to you.
Yes.
Did he kiss the pigeon before he sent
Right.
it off with your money?
It was actually 2 because holding that much money
Right.
cash.
Yeah.
it had
They
to
were
be
sharing
cash.
a bag of
Oh,
money.
yeah. Oh, I was
Non-sequential bills.
so pissed. We got basically to the exit, and
Oh.
Bones like trying to call this guy. "Hey, where are you at? Like, we're gonna meet you to get our tickets."
Oh God, that's even worse.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now obviously the guy
Yeah.
that phone number was disconnected within minutes of his Western Union arriving. And so we. Instead of taking the exit to go to Pine Knob, we just kept on going. We did a U-turn and came right back. And we were so pissed. It was the most silent, awkward ride home. We were
That's
so
a good
pissed.
48-minute, 50-minute
that's not a short
drive.
trip
Yeah.
either, yeah.
You figure
then-
you're coming from Great Lakes Crossing
Right.
there.
Yeah. And then like a month, 6 weeks later, something like that, he passes away. It was like
That was the last time.
that was our one and
Shock.
none of us have ever seen Petty live. None of us. So it was like, oh yes, we were all so excited.
That is
then
horrible.
he passed. Oh man, we don't let him live that down.
No, I
How
wouldn't.
can
either.
you?
I'm not going to let him live it down now that I know
You
it.
would have to do something spectacular to outshine that.
Yes. Yeah.
But even then, once in a while, I'd be like, oh, remember that time we went to go see Tom Petty?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's never going away.
We don't let him do much anymore.
Not now.
No,
He ain't
no.
buying tickets.
He's
that's
not
for sure.
the financial
No. Booking gigs? No,
Yeah.
no, don't.
Got this great show out by Lake Erie. Oh, do tell.
So
We got to
being
send our equipment first, though. That's the only.
yeah, get it on the bus. Go. Being that you've now been playing guitar for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Now that you're in a band, playing all these songs and doing all
Yep.
this stuff, who would you say is your favorite? I don't want to say performer because technically you don't have to have seen them live.
Would you say like influence or more like thing to play? Like whose work do you like to play or who?
We go 1A, 1B. I mean, you
Yeah,
can answer
yeah,
whatever
that's
question you'd like. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
It's I've been opened up to so many that it's kind of hard to narrow it down, but I would say probably one of my top favorite guitar players, and I can't say to play because he's more of the lead guitar player solo.
Right,
or,
you play
I don't know,
rhythm.
yeah.
Right.
But Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers, now in Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all the Tom Petty songs and solos, and he's probably got the all around. I like him the most. I mean, obviously I can't do what he does, but yeah, he's probably at the top of the list. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many. There's a Gary Clark Jr.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's so good. There's just endless amount.
See, I thought you were gonna say Cantrell, but I know you were an Alice in Chains fan, not necessarily a Jerry Cantrell fan.
Yeah.
So I get that,
Yeah.
or Dave Grohl. But that's just me personally.
Just slipping that right in there.
Yeah, he's one of my, I would say, favorite live. He was
Oh, yeah.
great when
Yeah.
we went and seen him. He was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
The whole band was great. But yeah, he's good. And their shit's actually, to me, it's kind of difficult to play. There's a couple easy ones, but the majority of their songs are hard to play. Like, Tom Petty stuff is pretty simple, pretty
Right.
straightforward. Basic
structured
chords and stuff.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl, he really stretches things out and
Uses
but
the whole
that's-
fretboard and
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Digs deep.
Yeah.
A quick interjection, just because we're talking about Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and that. Have you ever looked at some of the, like, when the band wasn't playing with Tom Petty, like when there would be a break on the tour or recordings, they'd go out as the Blue Stingrays? It was more of a surf.
No.
Like Beach Boys style shit.
Not so much Beach Boys.
Oh, okay.
Like,
You say surf. That's just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first thing I think of.
Right.
let's see,
What is it? Blue Stingrays?
Blue Stingrays.
Hmm.
Like they do a cover of Goldfinger.
I know he's in, he had another band, but it's like a more recent called the Dirty Knobs.
Yeah.
That's a great name for a band.
Yeah. And they would do, though, he would do a couple Tom Petty songs, and but yeah, that's
But-
cool. I'll have to look them up. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I never
interesting.
heard of it. Yeah.
My uncle, big fan of Tom Petty, mentioned that to me once, and I looked into it, and I was just like, that's not what I would have guessed they did on their downtime.
No.
I think it's cool when you find out artists like that have these side projects that
Yeah.
are totally different
yeah.
from what you know.
Yeah. You know who sticks out for that is Alexis on Fire and Dallas Green.
Yeah, that guy did
That-
some crazy, like, totally separate shit
Yeah.
that caught on like wildfire,
Yeah.
dude. He was selling out St. Andrews like 2 nights in a row,
Yeah.
Damn.
and it was just him and an acoustic guitar
Yep.
for the most part.
Yep.
But these songs, it was, yeah. Chino from Deftones,
Yeah.
when he did Team Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that album, I was like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Yeah.
But then it grew on me, and I was like, I can appreciate this because
Right.
of who it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always a fan of that shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it's good
Yeah.
and surprising. You're just like, well, no shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying like if the lead singer of Sugar Ray would have had a side project, I was going to sign up for it or anything.
I'm
you
going
know.
to check that out. Just might surprise you.
Nickelback adds a new member and gets a
yeah.
different name,
Watch
and you're
out.
like, oh, hell.
Did you see that? I think the lead, I want to say it was Puddle of Mud. The lead singer got arrested.
Again?
Well, I don't know. I
Oh,
just
dude,
saw,
yeah, no, that guy's been in and out of trouble for years.
Yeah, then it was it could have been
What
old.
did he get
but
arrested for?
drugs. I think domestic abuse. There was
shit.
there's a list of things that guy's been in trouble
Yeah.
for over the years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't deal with the stardom real well for the couple years they were on top, or he didn't deal with
aftermath.
not being
Right,
on
the
top.
downfall.
Right.
Right.
Shit.
Well, he came out of that whole Fred Durst camp.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys didn't. Aaron Lewis is like the only one that survived it,
Yeah.
and that's because he went to country.
Yeah, right.
So, a lot of those guys didn't survive that movement.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I was doing something and I went to YouTube and I wanted just like a full concert, live on YouTube that, and I don't remember what I typed in, but like Limp Bizkit, like Woodstock or whatever came up, hour-long show. I'm like, okay, and God, it brought back a lot of memories of how big they were, back in TRL. And oh my God, they were so big.
Was that like 97 to 02, 03?
Yeah.
Was like that
It's like our high
5-6
school,
year
like-
period that
Yep.
just, you had bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit, different things. They were coming out and just everywhere.
Yeah. They were
Videos,
huge.
songs.
Kid Rock came out
Kid
right
Rock,
around then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eminem towards the ass end
Yep.
of that time frame.
Well, Eminem, I mean, his first album hit in 98.
Yeah, but I'm saying like on the TRL and all that, like they
Yeah.
all kind of blew up within
Yep.
like that 5-year span.
Yep.
Yeah. You remember going to the Phoenix Amphitheater
Oh, yeah.
to see Limp Bizkit?
Oh, yeah. With
you-
Stained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the guy
Yeah.
who picked me up?
Yeah.
Who was that? You remember his name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we went Phoenix Amphitheater. You ever been there?
No,
It's
no.
on a rooftop.
It's on top of a parking garage in
Yeah.
Pontiac.
Yeah.
Sounds classic.
I
Right
didn't know if
across
it's
the street
still
from
there.
the 7th house. Oh, yeah.
Is it still
they
there?
They don't do concerts there, to my knowledge, but yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
Yep.
So, it was, right when Limp Bizkit was just really starting to get big, and, so we go up there, and his buddy Jimmy, and I think I had to have been all of 14, maybe, at that time.
No.
Yeah. I think I was a freshman, and you guys were seniors. Like,
No, it was a little later than that.
okay.
Yeah, no, it had to have been 99.
Okay.
Had to have been.
So, yeah, I was probably 15.
Yeah,
you
okay.
know.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah.
We'll go there. Okay.
So I was pretty small, pretty thin and whatever. And this Jimmy wasn't, he was kind of stocky.
The whole ride up to the show, he kept telling Paul,
Yeah.
"You're getting in the pit with me." And he kept looking at me like, "Is this guy for real?" And I'm like, "All right, I don't I've known him some time. He's kind of crazy, whatever."
Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
Uh-huh.
Sure enough, Pitt's just going and going. He comes up behind me and bear hugs me from behind, lifts me up to where my feet are dangling. So I'm just helpless, and he took me right in the middle of the pit and dropped me. And it was just like,
Good luck.
Yeah, you're just try to survive, try to get to the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. A good time. I also remember the first Deftone show we ever went to. We waited in line for hours. Got right up to the railing.
Mm-hmm.
We interlocked arms. Jessica was there.
Mm-hmm.
Interlocked arms, so no one could squeeze in between us. And first show ever, and oh my God, it was crazy. I had a bruise across my chest from the rail because everyone was pushing.
Jessica got kicked in the back of the head by a crowd surfer,
Oh,
and she
shit.
smacked her forehead on the railing and split her forehead open a little bit.
Yep.
And then Chris crowd surfed over us, and
Yeah.
Luke punched. he was punching crowd surfers,
Yeah.
and he punched Chris right in the nuts.
Oh,
Boom! And then Chris
dick.
flipped over the railing, and we were like, "Oh shit, it was Chris!"
Yeah, when Jessica got her head hit, the crowd surfer landed right on it, and she come down and split her eyebrow open. So we got our arms interlocked, and I look over, and she's bleeding.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, here, just wipe it on my shirt. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So I got his. It's like a baby blue Deftone shirt. So now my whole sleeve, I say my whole sleeve is covered in blood, but there was just some blood on it. It wasn't like that bad.
couple smudges.
Yeah. Well, the fucked up part is we're leaving, and there was this big brawl. And I don't know, I think it was like a racial thing,
All right.
And the one dude, he come walking out, and he was all fucked up. And his boy was like, yeah, he's wearing a blue shirt. He's got blood all over it. And they all turned and looked at me.
Fuck.
And I'm young.
Yeah, you're
I'm
a kid.
Yeah. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, Oh no. I'm like, this is her blood. Like, look, see, and the one dude was like, yeah, that's not him. And
Your friend's right. Yeah, that
yeah.
fucking isn't him.
Yeah. And John goes, put your head down. We're fucking leaving. I'm like, all right, we did. We put our head down and we like ran. We were gone. I'm like, holy shit, what was that?
You
was a
see
good
those
time.
moments start to brew up, and you're just like, just
Yeah.
go to the exit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we would all pulled our cell phones out, and we'd have waited
Recorded,
for
yes,
whoever was
yeah.
getting their ass whooped to
Yep.
get their ass whooped.
Yep.
There'd be a sea of like 25 fucking people
Hell
around, just
yeah.
like,
Yep.
Yep. Somebody's yelling "World Star" in the background.
Oh.
It would have been a great time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had that experience at a concert. I've been to limited amount, but they've all been pretty chill.
Yeah, I've seen my share getting my ass whooped in the pit. I stopped paying for main floor tickets,
Yeah.
and if I get main floor, just because that's what's available, I'm
Yeah.
at the bar. I'm gonna wait for a table to open up or a chair or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. We just went and seen Clutch over the summer, and I was one of the few that didn't want nothing to do with the pit. They
Yeah.
all went down like, we're gonna go get close. And Clutch isn't really a gnarly pit, It's
Yeah.
more beer drinking, rock
Pretty
and roll
tamer.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You might have a couple of jerk offs get into headbutting competition there in the middle, but whatever. But I was just like, no, thank you. There's already too many people in this building for me, and all of them are up there. I'm good back here. So you're in a band.
Yep.
The name of the band is Backstreet Affair.
Backstreet Affair. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was Ashley and Austin's dad, Jay.
Yeah.
That was his band's name in the 70s.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah, that's kind of how that came about. Like, everyone always looks at us like, Backstreet Affair. Like,
What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, it has a little backstory to it. Up in the studio that Jay kind of built before he passed away, he has this, like, it's like a blacklight sign from the 70s. Like, he went out and made it like construction paper, cut out letters, blackboard, glitter, like the whole, and that was his like banner when he'd go play. He would like hang it up on the on the
Like
curtain and
hit an open note and pull the
Yes.
string, and it would unroll.
yeah.
And then go back and
Yeah. So they a long time ago they hung it up in the studio. So yeah, it all kind of started as kind of a joke. They were like, "You don't know how to play guitar. You don't know how to play guitar." And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of don't." Like. So they said, if you can learn this one song, then you can play guitar. Real is this magic moment. It's like super easy. and
Yeah.
So I went home and YouTubed it, and so a couple days later, I'm like, all right, guys, here it is. And I just faked my way through it. And so they're like, started kind of sitting around, and Austin's like, well, I can play bass, and at the time, their other brother, Jerry Joe, he could play drums, and Ashley plays keys and ukulele and tambourine and sings, and then our friend Jason Bone plays guitar. They're like, we got a band. Like, man, we should be a band, Like, yeah, okay, ha, 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 I kid you not, like 10 days later, Austin calls and says, hey, we got a gig. I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
what?
This
Here's
ain't cool.
3 hours worth of music.
Yeah,
Learn it.
Yeah.
You just need to learn this song, then 4 more.
Yeah. So it was a cool thing. It was a benefit for a local musician that passed away, and it was kind of the cool thing is they wanted legacy bands to come and play, bands that are carrying on legacies or heritage of family or whatever, And so it kind of worked out that we were carrying on
Right.
Jay's legacy, and
That was basically your band.
it summed it up. And they're like, yeah, you get like an hour to play. So we're like, man, that's like 10, 12 songs. We barely know one. So we probably spent 2 months, like every minute that we had available, practicing these 12 songs. We got there, they were like, oh yeah, you only get like 35 minutes. So we only play like 7 or 8 or something. So we're like, oh, so we're crossing off the ones that were not very good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But during that time when we were rehearsing, we were like, well, what are we going to call ourselves? And we had this kind of joke that was going to be Stevie and the Rumors, because Ashley sounds like Stevie Nicks and she loves Stevie Nicks.
Right.
And their one album was The Rumors.
Yeah.
So Stevie and the Rumors. But everyone thought like maybe we'd be like a Fleetwood Mac cover band,
Yeah.
So
If they knew that kind of music, they could think that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they saw that sign. Oh, let's just go Backstreet Affair. And so, yep, that's how we came up with that, and we went and did our one gig with 8 songs, and it was pretty awesome.
You
It
had
was
too
pretty
much
cool.
fun not to do it
Yeah,
again. Right.
yeah. It was pretty cool. Like, yeah,
That's how I felt after the talent show
Yeah.
in high school.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and then
Have you had anybody come up to you and remembered the name of the band from back then?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe that wasn't related
Right.
to the family, because
Yes.
obviously they would know. But like, have you been playing anywhere and
Like, I've heard
somebody
of them before.
a little older maybe
Yeah.
come up and like, hey, I remember that name, or I know I knew your dad or something, you know?
kind of. We had the original bass player come to one of our shows.
Oh shit!
So he was one of Jay's really close friends. He was the bass player when it was called Backstreet Affair in the 70s, and we had this gig lined up, Westland or something, and Austin was like, yeah, man, God, his name, I can't think of his name right now, but they were like, he lives out that way. We should tell him to come.
Yeah.
And he did. He showed up, and it was really cool.
Did he get to play?
No,
Oh.
he's not. No, he couldn't play anymore.
Okay.
No.
That would have been cool, right? He'd play a song
Yeah.
and then Austin
Yeah.
could just sing. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's cool that it was there. I mean,
Yep.
shit.
Yep. But nobody, not that exact situation. But yeah, we've had that. And then there was a girl that would like guest sing or whatever, you know, with them in the 70s. She's been to a couple shows, and she got up and sang a song with us. But no, I thought you were gonna say, you know, have you had anybody come up to you and like, hey, you're that guitar player?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I've said that from the start. I'm like, dude, as soon as someone recognized me as that guitar player, that's it.
Kill me now.
I'm done. Yeah, kill me now. Yep.
Mission accomplished.
So we go a couple Thursdays ago. Me and Austin go out to St. Clair Shores to see one of our favorite bands, and as soon as I walk in, this dude's like, you're that guitar player. This dude's all fucked up. I mean, he's fucked up. The band hasn't even started yet.
Right.
He's just having a grand old time, and he's like, you're that guitar player. And I look over at Austin, I'm like, yes, I am.
That's right.
Just kind of left it at that, like, yes, I am.
Enjoy your night, sir.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I saw you a couple weeks up here on this stage playing with Jody. And I'm like, ooh, I'm like, no, sorry.
It's a
That's
good
not-
thing you were
yeah.
a guitar player, though.
Yeah.
'cause
I'm
you
not
could-
that guitar.
That's exactly. I'm like, dude, you're, you know, hey.
I mean, if he'd have walked up to you and been like, you're that drummer, you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
You play the accordion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good time, though. We're having fun. We had to take a big break, and now we're back to it.
Yeah, you got. I just saw you on the social web there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some
got
shows
shows.
coming up?
Yeah. We're Friday and Saturday night at Nancy Whiskey's in Detroit, Corktown.
Okay.
Yeah.
I years ago had a buddy I worked with who would go down there often for the live music,
Mm-hmm.
but he said it was a rough place. They would at the time they'd have like an armed guard at the door because shit would have a tendency to go off there.
Well,
Yeah, I guess back in the day it was a pretty rough spot. They have new owners. They've really changed it. It's known for drinking and rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, and it got blues there for a while where it was nothing but blues
That's when,
bands.
yeah, that's when he would go. It was for
Yeah.
the blues and
they've changed. They've since kind of changed it. They steer away from the blues. I mean, they'll have
it's a rough
you
crowd
know,
apparently.
Yes, yeah, but no, they party there. They party. It's a rock and roll crowd. When we've played there probably 5 or 6 times now, and we've had
what
some
part
good
of
nights.
Detroit's it in?
Corktown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's a house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a house. Yeah, just a
Oh.
a big old cool Detroit.
I think I knew
house.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, on the corner. There's nowhere to park. It's in a neighborhood. I mean,
I think I've been there.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I think I've been there.
You probably
Yeah.
have in the past.
yeah. It's something that bar has some sort of like record. I've heard it's the oldest bar in Detroit,
Ooh,
but then
that's-
I've heard that it's not. Then I heard that it's the oldest liquor license in Detroit.
it might
Like,
be the oldest liquor license.
Yeah.
It could be the
Something like
longest running open single owner bar or something like that.
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
It has something, but
Do you guys play there a lot? Have you played there
yeah,
a few times? Or
yeah. This is we've played there probably 5 or 6 times already. And
Yeah.
What's cool about the place, especially in the summertime, is they're on the bus tour. So
Oh,
when you
okay.
go downtown, yeah, especially like Tigers games and stuff. So the first time we went there, it was in the summertime, and the place was packed when we walked in to set up. And we're like, oh man, this is gonna be so cool. By the time we got set up,
The bus showed up.
yeah, we didn't notice it. A bus showed up. The place emptied out.
Everybody went to Tigers game.
Yeah, we had no idea. We were so focused on setting up and everything, and
Turn around
sound
and
checking.
it's like
Yeah,
crickets.
but then by the time we started, another bus showed up.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Uh-oh.
wall to wall again, and we're like, man, this is so cool. This is gonna be awesome. We finished the first song. Place empties. We're like, wow, we suck. Like this, yeah, we're real bad. We just cleared this bar out. We didn't know it was a bus tour.
Right.
We didn't catch on that it was like this revolving door.
So it was like
Yeah.
this,
So
crowd.
to you're just like, yeah, we got more. Fuck,
Yes.
they're gone again.
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's all about timing at that bar.
Right.
And we timed it poorly. So now that we know when we show up, we wait. If we're supposed to start at 9:30, but it's empty, we wait till like 9:45.
You'll get
and then
up there and like start like, okay.
Yeah,
You about halfway through that first song, and the sea
Yes.
of people come
Yep.
flooding in and
Yep.
buying drinks, and
Yep.
you know,
And it's like 45 minutes, and then they leave. And it's for 15 minutes, it's empty.
and then the next
So it's kind of like you
45,
get a
yeah.
little break.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's how we time it.
Yeah, if you can time it like
Yep.
that, that's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
So before we dive back into any more stories,
Yeah.
let's do the beer real quick.
Yeah, we should jump on that.
Let's get
yeah.
that done so we don't forget later, because we have a tendency to get a
Do-
little
yeah.
carried away, and then the beer
No, not carried away.
sometimes.
So maybe.
So last week, we told everybody that heard the show that we were going to try the M-43 this week,
That was the plan.
because we've been prepping ourselves
Yeah.
for this taste test.
Old Nation recommended it.
Old Nation recommended it. They did, personally, on the Instagram.
Yep.
And I got to say, before we get into it, it's
Okay.
pretty good beer. I'm liking it.
For an IPA, it's not bad. I'm
Yeah.
not usually a big fan. There's a short list. I would say this is going to go on the list of the ones I like.
It's good. Yeah.
They lay everything out there right on the label, too.
They sure do.
I
Yeah.
do appreciate that.
I was just reading it. You're supposed to roll it. You're supposed to roll the can to, what is it? Even sediment distribution.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
that's
just
pretty
took,
fancy.
I'm down to the spits in the can
Yep.
here,
Yeah.
and the last drink I took, I tasted what felt like pulp in
Yeah.
orange juice.
It says,
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I thought I ashed in
Apparently
it
we
for a
did.
second. I did. I looked at the label. I was like,
that's a
oh, shit,
horrible
did I
feeling.
ash in my can? No, but I didn't.
Yeah. It
It's
says
just,
pour, leave some behind.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little infographic there.
Yeah.
How to?
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, Old Nation. Not fucking around. on
No,
that.
cheers to it.
Did we pay attention to it?
Nope.
No,
I
no.
didn't roll it, no.
No.
I put
But
it
we
in
do
a
have
koozie and
we have one
started
full
drinking.
can left. We
Yeah.
can try it.
Yeah.
Roll that.
So to jump in it, tonight from Old Nation Brewing Company, we have M-43 New England Style India Pale Ale. It's a 6.8, which isn't too bad. It's the first release in Old Nation's New Orthodox IPA series. M-43 is designed to accentuate the deep and complex character from the combination of Calypso, Amarillo, Citra, and Simcoe hops. Citrus and tropical notes of pineapple, mango, grapefruit come through in a huge yet surprising delicate aroma. The flavor backs the aromas with a soft, pillowy mouthful. Hop bitterness is not particularly intense, which leads to a very drinkable, juicy IPA. Even non-IPA fans love. And I'm going to have to back that statement up. I'm not an IPA guy,
Yeah.
and I'm okay
Neither
with
am
it.
I. Yeah, it's good.
There's a whole nother paragraph, but I'm not going to read it.
Ugh. When I first started drinking, I was kind of like,
That first hit
yeah, but
with most,
I keep drinking it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost gone. It's good.
it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
The initial, I'd say, first 3 drinks, you're getting that grapefruity hop
Mm-hmm.
right across the tongue.
Yeah.
But the more you sip on it, you're just like, no, this is nice. I'm not a pineapple, mango, tropical guy.
Nope.
I do.
Me neither.
I pick up those hints. They're
Yeah.
very, very subtle. They're not overpowering.
Just not in beer, you know.
Yeah. IPAs in
That's good.
general have a tendency to be very out of the box, out of my wheelhouse, we'll say.
Yep.
It's no pumpkin spice latte.
It is no pumpkin spice latte.
Thank you, non-mom,
non-mom
happy hour.
That was very witty of you.
Mhm.
We appreciate the
You
shout
got
out.
us. Wicked burn.
Touche.
I'm gonna give it a 2.75 on Untappd.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go 3.5.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it
3.5
for an IPA. Yeah, I'm surprised. But no, thank you to Old Nation, quality product made right here in the Mitten.
How do you guys pick?
It's kind of random. I have a tendency to lean towards one with cooler labels, unless it's like a spiced or really out there version.
Mm-hmm.
But if it has we have a shelf
Yep.
of our current champions.
I lean towards the alcohol content more than anything now.
That is a subcategory I do look at.
We've
If
had
I
a couple
remember.
of incidents where we weren't paying attention, and
El Dancarino started this trend
you pull an 11%er and you drink a whole beer before you realize
because it doesn't taste like a 11%.
Right.
You're just like, oh, this is easy
11%ers.
sipping.
Right.
You're on your second one, about to go on your third, and you're like, oh, I just stood up.
yeah,
Oops.
somebody hit record. Let's get this going.
We've been recording for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
The label plays into it. I'm more
Yeah.
of I lately now I'm trying to find breweries that we haven't
Tried
sampled yet.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in the same, like,
Bells,
Founders,
Shorts,
Bells.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
these. They
nothing
have
against
so
them,
many.
but there's so many more that, like beards. We have to go to Jackson, Michigan to buy beards because it's not in our area.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of these breweries are up north.
Yeah, and
So
don't have
their distribution hasn't reached us yet. And
Yeah.
if you get lucky, maybe some of the breweries down here might have it on draft, but that ain't going to do us any good here.
Right.
So we're working out connections, trying to
Yeah.
get some new stuff in the house here. So, but for now, Old Nation, kudos. M-43, it was all.
It's a lovely product.
Yeah, everybody told us it was good, and we enjoyed it. Thumbs up.
Thank you very much for recommending it.
Mm-hmm. This has been fun. I knew it would be fun. I'm glad you wanted to come over and hang out.
It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I got that text from you the other day, and you were like, I'm listening to episode whatever, and I think I want to come hang
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the New Year's one. That one.
Oh, with Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. It was funny. Ashley listens to a couple Mike Rowe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Jobs.
Yeah, it's God, I can't think of the name of it, but they're short. They're only like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And he tells a story. He doesn't tell you who it is until the end.
Yeah.
And so you listen to this story, and you're like blown away, and then they're like, that person was Jimi Hendrix, and you're like, holy shit! Like
Right.
it's always so cool. So she turned me on to those, and then once you guys hit Spotify, it was easier to,
Yeah.
since I'm not on Facebook or really not on Twitter or nothing, I go on Instagram once in a while, but once it hit Spotify, it was easier to listen and then even listen into segments, like, all right, I got 20 minutes, I can listen. And then,
That's usually how I have to listen to our shows.
yeah. But yeah, I was dying laughing. It was so funny.
It's surprisingly fun doing a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. I know I watched a guy at work one day. We were sitting around, and there's only 1 yard that gets internet access on the security monitors. And he brought up he watches Joe Rogan, and it was like a health related thing. It was a guy on there that does the carnivore diet,
Yeah.
and so he's
That was
like,
an interesting one. surprisingly.
yeah. Come in, he's like, hey, sit down and watch this, and he hits play, and it was like an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here for an hour and 40 minutes, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was,
Those long segments, podcasts like that, where they
Yeah.
have those deep conversations for
Yeah.
hours, you have to take them in chunks
Yeah.
because nobody's got 3 hours.
Right.
They usually have like the best of that episode on YouTube where you
Yeah.
can find like just the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
Yeah.
He'll put out a 20-minute video on the weekend of like the best of the week.
Yeah.
So each episode that he did throughout the week will have, 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes, whatever.
yeah. Have you guys come across any like real bad ones?
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
yeah. Right now is I don't know what you would say, like, podcasts have been around for a while, but
Yeah.
right now is a big push
Yeah.
for people to start
Big
their
boom.
own.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are some out there where you get a person, they're like, so today I went to the store and I saw a guy. And you're just like, what the fuck is this guy saying? You try to turn it up and like the volume never goes up and the person has like the science teacher voice where you're like, yeah, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the content they have isn't what you thought based off the name.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, that's a cool name. I'll check them out. And then you're like, oh, dude, you could be doing so much better.
This is really bad.
Obviously, I'm not going to name names.
Oh, we don't name names on this
but
show.
I can think
No,
of
no.
one or two that I'm not really like. It's not that they're bad.
It's just not your cup of tea.
It's just not my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
good ones though. I can think of a list of good podcasts that I do enjoy listening to. Obviously, Rogan is number one.
Yeah.
Like you don't go wrong with that. Drew and Mark, but it's the Drew and Mike podcast.
Yeah.
You know, from the Drew and Mike show on
Yeah.
Riff. That's great because it's kind of along the lines of what we do, where they just kind of talk about whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing is they have sponsors. They can take phone calls. They have a
They're at a
list of
different
people
level
where
of
they can
what we
contact.
are.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking 30 years in the radio business.
They know
you're gonna
everybody.
have people, right?
Yeah.
A new one that I like is Darren McCarty from the Red Wings has a
Yeah.
podcast now. He just started
Grind Line?
recently. Grind Time with Darren
Grind,
McCarty. Yeah.
That's cool.
Right now it's only on Facebook, but he's going to all the major platforms from what their posts have indicated.
He's
so,
upgrading the show here.
Yeah.
soon.
That's great.
That's pretty cool to listen to him tell some stories. That
Oh,
guy's
I bet.
He's a talker.
storyteller, dude.
God. You got to
Dude, it's
imagine
just-
the shit he's seen
Oh
or done.
yeah. Oh my god.
Being on a fucking NHL team, traveling around, having that level of fame, money, like
Singing in Grinder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grinder.
That was a whole second life, you know?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, he could probably make shit up,
And you'd believe it.
and you believe it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, for my little traveling with hockey, I could tell you some stories that you'd be like, "Holy shit!"
Like some amateur hockey stories. that
amateur
you're
hockey
like,
stories,
whoa.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Whoa.
even college. Like I remember we went to Oklahoma for a
Armpit of the fucking country.
yes.
You just keep driving through that. You don't stop there.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
the coolest thing there was the
ice arena that you were playing.
pretty much, yeah, and the memorial to where the bombings were at.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was cool. It's sad, and everything, but it was cool. But so we go there one weekend for like a 2-game series, whatever, and not even so much there because I mean there's a couple stories there. We met a bounty hunter, a real life, legit bounty hunter.
I'm curious how you met this bounty hunter.
He was
like, did
shooting
you lose a
pool.
goalie?
No, he was at the bar after the game.
Yeah.
So part of us going there was they gave us like a $1,500 gift card to
Oh, wow.
like the local sports bar. So as a team, we could go after the game and get a bite to eat, and so of course we didn't eat. We
No,
just
no.
Drank, So we go across the street to it's like the bar from Roadhouse, like the Double Deuce.
They fucking chicken wire on the stage.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Here's this old timer, dude, shooting pool. Just smooth as can be,
Did he introduce himself as the Shark?
you're like,
God, I wish I could remember his
I'm
name.
the
but-
mongoose.
Yeah.
Well, hi, mongoose.
People call me the shit.
Somehow, like 5 of us end up outside. I mean,
Deputized, going after this guy.
Exactly, dude. He's got like the Dodge 3500, like
Diesel fucking lifted.
Tow package.
dude, just he opens his back door. I remember why we.
There's
went
some
out
guy
there.
fucking handcuffed laying there.
duct tape. Like he's got shotguns like up in the dash. Like I mean, it's crazy. So anyway, when the point of the story was we were leaving. We had our flight got delayed at the airport, and I'm pretty sure I don't know. I think we won one and lost one or something. But we were sitting at the airport in Oklahoma, and they did a game called Edward 40 Hands.
I know this game.
It was the first time I've ever seen it.
Oh,
so
it's horrible.
to see this kid with 2 40s duct taped to his hands, and he couldn't do anything until
So
they were
empty.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
You
But
can get
that's
through the first one, no problem, but that
Yeah.
second one, you're just like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
done. I don't want to
Oh,
play.
I have a question. When
Yeah.
you finish the first one, do they give you your hand back?
No, they don't. You got to
No.
both have
So
to be empty.
both hands are duct taped to
Yeah.
40 bottles and
Yeah, and
both
not
are
like
empty.
2 pieces of duct tape.
Do you have
It's
to like dump them over your head to prove
You
they're
got-
empty?
Oh,
It depends
You know
on
what I
who
mean?
you're playing with.
Like that's
I
a
think-
chrome wrecker thing with mini bike
Oh.
races. You have to finish the can. You got to dump it over your head to prove it's
that's
empty.
good.
So
Yeah.
I would assume it's like house rules,
okay,
like
Yeah.
wherever you go.
Okay.
But yeah, they use like a whole roll of duct tape per hand.
Yeah. Serious.
Like you're not getting out of it.
I was pretty blown away when I saw that. That was like that's a good PG story, But yeah, so Darren McCarty, I'm sure, is gonna he's
his
gonna have some
his
shit.
podcast, dude. He's got some stories, man. He gets into it. Yeah.
Does he? Does
Yeah.
he let some
He's
stuff
had some.
out?
He's had some good. Our friend Marty,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
been on our
Yeah.
show, that we were raising money for his Project Scissorgate Foundation. He was on DMAX podcast a couple weeks ago. Now it's been about a month,
Almost
maybe.
a month, yeah.
And they were talking about how they know each other and the stories that they told
Yeah.
with each other. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will say I'm really intrigued about these traveling hockey stories
Yeah.
because I guarantee you probably have a book full.
What do you say we do this? How about we get you to come back over and we'll tell a bunch of X-rated hockey travel stories, no names, and we'll tag it for Patreon only. That way, only a handful of people are going to hear
This
it.
is true.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's not going to be
Okay.
general public. And, I mean, you don't have to get
Yeah.
too detailed.
You
but,
get to
know,
select the
Yeah.
Tell it like
content.
it's fiction.
right. So
I-
what if?
Yeah. I could just say, like instead of
yeah.
this guy did.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
Guy number one.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Team member left wing.
I'll have to maybe try to write them down or something so I don't forget them. There's a lot.
It's the same thing with the JPU stories.
Yeah.
It's like
once
if
you
could
start
sit
on one,
down
it's gonna domino
Yeah,
effect.
and jot them down, man. You could really come up with some killer stories. But when you get put on the spot like this, it's hard to
it's
do.
very-
It is.
Under
It
the
is.
gun.
Yeah. Now, yeah, because they're coming to me now. Now that I told one, they're coming to me, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
All right. I can see on your face that all these stories are hitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
a
say.
lot.
Hold on to them, and we'll get back
Man.
over here. We'll do this again. We'll
Yeah.
keep it like separate, you
Yeah.
know.
Its own
Yeah.
entity.
But before we end, favorite hockey movie ever.
Ooh.
Oh man.
I know,
That's tough.
I know, but there's a couple of good ones.
There are, but it's different from a hockey player's
I know.
perspective.
That's why I said it.
From a
Yeah.
non-hockey player, I got like my top two:
Which are
Slap Shots, number one,
okay.
and then the Mighty Ducks, because
Okay.
that age, it came out. It was
That's fair. I'm going Mighty Ducks 1,
okay.
Miracle 2.
Miracle is great.
Miracle is good. That's the one that gives me the most trouble with my number one pick because that one's a close second. I mean, it's so good. They did such a good job, but my number one is Youngblood.
Ooh,
It's all the way.
Oh,
it's
I forgot about that one. Son of a
it's
bitch. I
such
can't
a-
believe I forgot that one.
Yeah.
that's more of like the off the ice, like the
It's a great depiction of the world, of the hockey world.
Yeah,
Of
it's
on
it's
the ice,
a
off the
player
ice.
story
Yes.
as opposed to a
Yes.
team story.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a feel good story.
Great movie though.
You
very
know,
good
like,
movie.
Yeah, that's junior hockey. That's what junior hockey's all about.
That was like right before Swayze hit his fucking
Yeah. Yep.
You know, he took off
Yep.
with Roadhouse and all that
Keanu
shit.
Reeves.
Keanu
is in there,
Reeves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe.
Yep.
Who was the coach? What was his name?
I don't know his name, but he's
yeah.
always the hard ass.
Yeah.
in every
Yeah.
80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yep.
either the hard ass dad or the coach or the teacher or something.
Yep. Yep.
He was a professional football player. He was in The Longest Yard, the original one.
Okay.
Hmm.
And what was that dude's name? Rocco? Was it Rocco?
Racky.
Racky. That's
Yep.
his name. Yes.
Carl.
Carl Racky.
Carl Racky.
You're gonna keep him over me?
Yeah.
I kicked his ass all up and down the ice.
Great movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's it for me.
So we'll go Youngblood, Miracle, Mighty Ducks.
That's solid.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be our top 3 consensus for hockey movies.
Yeah.
I do like Mystery Alaska,
It was good.
That was
Great
a good
movie.
Good movie.
Yeah.
but I don't think it make top 3, no.
There's not a whole lot of hockey-oriented movies to pick from either.
Yeah.
So that's why when they do them, hopefully they do them right.
Yeah.
We had a kid that he was on my junior team that he's in the movie Miracle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was there and they were filming the movie in New York. So he just went and had his gear and was like, "Hey, I'll be an extra. I know how to skate." And they're like, "Okay." And sure enough, he plays on Team Sweden.
Nice.
And he's got 2 scenes. They're action scenes, so you got to look and you got to know what you're looking for. But there's a face-off when they play Team Sweden. There's a face-off, and they show the wingers like creeping in towards this, towards the dot, and he's the Swede, creeping in, and then they drop the face-off. The play goes, and Sweden dumps it into USA's zone, and the camera angles from the boards, the puck's coming at the camera. The USA player's coming at the camera. He's behind him, chasing him, and it's a big hit, in the corner, and that's his, that's his 15 minutes of fame.
That's pretty
In
sweet,
the movie
though.
Miracle, yeah. He got traded to our team. For a bag of used pucks or something. I don't know how
What
we
are
got
trades
him,
on like junior hockey?
3 old jerseys and $100.
Well, we did need that new washer.
Yeah. Yeah, Miracle's good.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
What do you say we wrap this one in a bow? Right?
Yeah.
65
In the books.
in the books, y'all.
It was a good time.
It was. Thank you for coming by,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me. Yeah. Sorry it took so long.
Hey,
It's all right.
we plan to be here for a while.
I know, right? It's only going forward.
I know,
So
like every time I come over, there's a whole list of next 9 shows. You got everyone like planned out. I'm like, shit.
It's those listeners, man. They start going like, I could do that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And explain to them, yeah, you're just sitting around bullshitting with us.
Yeah. I'd like to get Ashley out on this.
yeah,
That'd be- yeah.
More than welcome.
Yeah.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Get a couple drinks in her.
Oh, yeah.
Let her open up a little bit. See what she says.
Yeah.
Ashley, if you're listening,
She
Come
will.
on over.
She's going to want to hear,
cue the invite, and then you're welcome back anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Just stop by one night.
Yeah.
With always, there's always
We have extra mics.
There's always pictures floating around of what we got going on for this week. You
Yeah.
can just hit me up and just stop by.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's already sitting in the chair,
Okay.
hang out in the room for
Always
a little
makes
while. Yeah.
Interesting experience with when we have multiple people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. I kind of been thinking of that the whole time sitting here. Like, man, if you had just a whole bunch of people, like, God, it would get.
Or even if there was a couple people just chilling on the couch, a little studio audience
Yeah.
listening to
We've
your.
had that from time to time.
It happens. Yep.
Sometimes they're awake, sometimes not. I'd like to thank Old Nation and their M-43 India Pale Ale.
Yes, it was worth the hype.
Very tasty.
Mm-hmm. Not sure about the sediment at the end there, but
we found out too late on that one.
Yeah, we did.
if
yeah.
that's their thing, I'll remember it.
Apparently reading is important.
Right? It was just crack it open and go.
Yeah.
Right.
We have that tendency,
We want to thank all our listeners for checking back in with us.
as always.
Get ready for our wrestling bracket
Ooh, it's coming shortly.
coming up
Yeah.
soon. The Google survey will be hitting in, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks.
Somewhere right around
that
February
ballpark.
10th.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there where you'll be able to fill out your bracket after that. And then we'll get started with it and see who's voted the best wrestler.
March Madness.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah.
My vote is on Bret the Hitman Hart.
It's a solid vote.
Ooh, that is a good one. Yeah.
That's mine.
Wow, there's so many though.
That
Yeah.
really is.
There's a lot.
We could do a whole podcast about wrestling.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah.
could. I mean,
And we might,
who
leading
knows?
into March Madness.
Yeah, I was telling Giselle about that when she was cutting my hair. She was asking about you and asking about the podcast stuff, and I said, "Yeah, it's really cool, And I said, like, they're doing this. I was like, they did a Halloween one and Ashley one and different things, and I said, yeah, they're doing this wrestling one where her boys wrestle.
Yeah.
But they follow wrestling as
Yeah.
well, And so she was like, "Oh," and she started rattling off, but they're all like new. And I'm like, I have no idea.
today's,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like,
It's a
no,
completely
that's-
different thing.
It's tough to keep track on.
It really
You
is.
know, all the different wrestlers that they got now.
I'm like, is the Miz still wrestling?
Yeah.
Barely, I think. He's coming towards the end of his ride, I think.
He's more of a commentator
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
now, like a
Personality
face.
instead of-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far cry from where he started on the fucking real
Yeah.
world, I'll tell
Road
you that.
Rules. He was road.
No, he was Real World Vegas, I think.
Oh, I'm thinking the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
He was
he-
on that.
He was on them all.
Yeah, I think once they
I-
get into one, they start.
Yeah, because I remember they went to like Jamaica or something. And he stopped at a store and bought a fake belt, and that's when like he was like, "I always want to be a wrestler." And I was like, oh, look at him.
You know what? You might be right. Yeah.
You might want to pursue that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, thanks again for coming by. It's been
Thanks for
fun.
having me. Yep.
Yep. Looking forward to the next time. Write those stories down.
Please.
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Even just for Patreon, like I said, it'll be fun. Just a handful of people will hear it, so
Yeah.
nothing too.
Worst case, you
Out
can start
the
your own
world.
podcast.
Hey,
Yeah.
there we go. Again, thanks to Old Nation, and we will see everybody next week.
Episode 66.